StemFlo support the circulation of stem cells?
StemFlo was developed around the very general idea that if you release stem cells from the bone marrow and increase the number of circulating stem cells in the bloodstream, what can you do to really maximize the circulation of these stem cells and their delivery to every single tissue and organ of the body?
And as the name implies, it flows, circulation, something to do with working in the circulation. Well, we get out these adult stem cells naturally with the assistance of StemEnhance. These adult stem cells get into the circulation, and then you think, well, how do they get to their destination? Well, they have to travel through the superhighway of the body, and that, of course, is our circulation, our blood vessels. And that's where StemFlo concentrates.
So we simply asked the question, what is it that can impair optimal blood flow, and what can we do about it? And essentially, it's the formation in the bloodstream, because of oxidative stress, the formation of fibrin mesh. These are sort of air balls, if I could say, in the blood, nothing dramatic, but they can block the entry of capillaries and reduce the blood flow through capillaries. Nutrients, oxygen, minerals, vitamins, everything can still circulate, but cells are sort of filtered out of these small vessels. So that means that wherever you have fibrin, that tissue is deprived of the circulation of cells and therefore deprived of tissue renewal. So that's essentially the essence. So StemFlo is the blend of very specific enzymes, fibrinolytic enzymes that will go in the bloodstream and digest fibrin, and very strong natural antioxidants, berries, mangosteen, amla, a series of very strong natural antioxidants that will prevent the formation of fibrin in the bloodstream. And since it's a product about circulation, we simply added other components like lemon extracts, for example, very well known for its effect on capillaries, to maintain strong capillaries. And again, since we're working with the blood, we added curcumin, that is a very well-known blood purifier.
You combine that with these very powerful antioxidants, and you have an incredible product to assist in the delivery of these adult stem cells that have been naturally released with the StemEnhance into the tissue in need. So StemFlo is an incredible companion product to StemEnhance.
How does ST5 with MicroStem work?
To understand the concept behind ST5 with MicroStem, we need to go back to this general process here of the natural renewal system of the body with stem cells. Stem cells are first released from the bone marrow, then they circulate in the bloodstream, then they need to migrate in the tissue. When they arrive in the tissue, they proliferate and they differentiate or transform into cells of that tissue. So the process of migration is crucial. The ability of stem cells to go from the blood to the tissue. So as we studied a lot of these natural compounds that we thought would have an effect on stem cells, I'm talking here about natural products that have been associated over centuries to a broad variety of benefits. So just like AFA, our hypothesis was that maybe they work by supporting stem cell release. And to our surprise, what we discovered is that a good number of them worked in a completely different way. They work by supporting the migration of stem cells out of the blood into the tissue. More specifically, they work by increasing the number of receptors on their membrane. Having more receptors, they're more receptive to tissues calling for assistance. So we support in that fashion their migration into the tissues. So we're talking here about goji berries, colostrum, fucoidan coming from a different kinds of seaweed. We're talking Chinese mushrooms. These are 4 key ingredients shown to have a very clear effect on stem cell migration by increasing the density of these receptors on the membrane. And the blend of these is called MicroStem. Now, to make MicroStem more interesting, what we did is that we blended it with a beverage that would bring a lot of benefits overall to not only stem cells but to all the cells of the body. So we're talking about 1 dose of ST5 will bring 4 grams of proteins, easily digestible proteins, vegetable proteins, that also will play a role in reducing appetite, for example. So it's a very, very good product if we want to as part of a program of weight loss. It's not designed for that, but it's very interesting to use it for that. It has all the vitamins and the minerals that the body needs We have very, very neat sugars in ST5, sugars that are digested very slowly, so it does not provide any wave here of hyperglycemia, hypoglycemia. It gives this feeling of long-term energy. And we also have a lot of fibers, so ST5 is considered an excellent source of fiber. So we have with ST5 a very nice beverage in the morning, appetite suppressant, good energy throughout the day, and it supports the migration of stem cells out of the blood into your tissues.
How does STEM sport support an active lifestyle?
This body we live within, it demands physical activity to assist in maintaining bone density and muscle mass. And that's where STEM sport comes in. It is the concept of using STEM Enhance and StemFlo combined in before-and-after activity and competition to assist in reducing recovery time.
The day after, when you feel a little bit of soreness, these are all micro lesions in your muscles and your tendons, and you feel them. Even if it's not, we're not talking about big discomfort here, just a very natural process of doing exercise. These micro lesions are going to prevent you the next time you go to the gym, if you go just a few days later, if you do any exercise a few days later, it's going to prevent you to go to the maximum. Your body is designed to protect itself, so if you have these micro lesions, you really cannot go to the fullest. So when we use Stem Enhance and StemFlo around physical activity, that's the concept that we call STEM sports. When you do physical activity, you create free radicals, you create micro lesions. When you take StemFlo and Stem Enhance before physical activity, you can quench these free radicals that are produced during physical activity. And when you take it right after physical activity, you circulate stem cells and support the circulation of these stem cells to the muscles and all the tissues that are affected, so that you can really speed up the recovery from these micro lesions. So the next time you go to the gym, you can go to the fullest again. So over time, you can really increase performance. And if it's not about performance, if it's really just for pleasure, then you just enjoy the whole thing even more, because you don't have the discomfort, a few days later. So it's an awesome concept here that so many people have experienced and came back saying that doing physical activity with STEM sport is just a whole different story.
You can find more information on stemsport.com for North America and stemsportinternational.com for the rest of the worldwide markets.
How do STEM pets and STEM equine keep animals healthy?
When we developed Stem Enhance and launched Stem Enhance on the marketplace, a lot of people started to give Stem Enhance to their pets, and dog, cats, horses. A lot of animal owners obviously will sometimes do more for their animals that they would do for themselves. So they start to open capsules and give it to their beloved four-leggeds, and rapidly could see the same benefits that are